So this second video is going to look at the applications of the natural log. So we have a formula here, continuously compounded interest. So last week we learned about a compounding interest formula. The word continuously is what's important here. And you'll learn more about this in trig and where this number E develops with the continuously compounded formula. But for now, we're just going to practice it. So this formula here can also be rewritten as A of t equals a sub 0 e to the RT power, where A of t is your ending amount after a certain amount of time, a sub 0 is your starting amount, e to the RT power, so R of course being your rate, you're going to make it a decimal, and then t is the amount of time. So the formula for money typically use P, which stands for principal amount, and again that usually means the amount that you initially put in. So in our first example here, it says, suppose you deposit $700. That's your initial amount, so A sub 0 or P, your principal. Paying 3% annual interest, so that's going to be your R as a decimal, 0.03. Compounded continuously, which says use this formula here. And then I'm going to answer the following questions. What is the balance after 8 years? So I want to find A of 8. So 700, my P, e to the R, 0.03 times t power, which would be 8. And then that is your calculator ready form. You can clean it up if you want, but that will come out to be $889.87. Part B says how long. So now we're going to be searching for time. Will it take for your balance to reach at least $1,200? So I'm going to write that this way. 700 e to the 0.03 t power, and I want that to be at least or greater than or equal to 1200. So first thing we're going to do is isolate the e, so I'm going to divide by 700 to get e to the 0.03 t is greater than or equal to 12 over 7, and I'm going to keep that exact rather than go to decimal. From there, I want to take the log of both sides because I cannot get base e, 2.7, and 12 over 7 to be the same. So we need to take the log of both sides. But as you saw in the previous notes, we're going to take the natural log of both sides. So I have the natural log of e to the 0.03 t is greater than or equal to the natural log of 12 over 7. And from there, typically I just take this out in front using our log properties backwards, which would give me 0.03 t times ln of e is greater than or equal to ln of 12 sevenths. Should be putting those in parentheses. ln of e, in the last video you learned was 1, so we can just say 0.03 t. And so to get t by itself, we're going to divide by 0.03. So we get the natural log of 12 sevenths, and then that divided by 0.03. So we will get t is greater than or equal to 17.97 years. Typically with word problems, we'll just go to 2 decimals rather than 4. And last but not least with this example, how much would you have to be deposited in order to reach a balance? So this is my ending amount, A of t, after 12 years. So P, how much to be deposited, my principal amount, is my unknown here. So 1,500 equals P e to the 0.03 times 12. And this is just a number. So to get P by itself, we're going to divide. I'll clean it up a little bit. So that will be 1,500 divided by e to the 0.36 power. That is my calculator ready form, equal to t. And that will come out to be $1,046.51. So that is the initial amount I should deposit to have 1,500 after 12 years. And then the second formula that we'll use, again for continuous growth or continuous decay, we have the exponential growth and decay formula. The one on the left is for the rate of continuous growth, f of x being your ending amount, a being your initial amount, e to the kt power, k just being that rate or percentage of growth, and then the right-hand side, t is also time. And then on the right-hand side, you have the exponential decay, and that's what that negative exponent is there. The one on the left we tend to use for population. The one on the right is usually a decay. We start thinking about half-life. and that's the example we'll do below. So for part A, it says the half-life of sodium-22 is 2.6 years. So what that means is you have a certain amount, and after 2.6 years, it has decayed to half of that amount, and we can use that to find the rate of decay. So I'm going to say that A is my initial amount, and then if I want half of that left, we'll call that half of A. So that is what I'm searching for with half-life. So half-life, or when am I down to half of what I started with. So when I fill in that formula, I'm going to have half of A equals A e to the negative k, and then it says it's 2.6 years, so that's time. And you can see pretty quickly you can divide both sides by A, which will just give us half, is equal to e to the negative 2.6k. From there, just like we've already gone over, we're going to take the natural log of both sides, which will enable me to bring this out in front. So I'll get the natural log of half, or 0.5, equals negative 0.26k times ln of e, which is just 1. So my calculator ready form would be the natural log of half divided by negative 0.26 equals k, and k will come out to be approximately 0.2666. And so we will use that for our equation, f of x equals a e to the negative 0.2666t, and we'll need that formula for the remaining questions. Part B, I want to know when 10% of the sodium-22 is left. So similarly to what I did when I had half, I can now say the same thing and do 0.1 or 1/10. So you can skip this first step if you want, but with the formula that I used from the front, I can squeeze it in here, I'm going to get 0.1a equals a e to the negative 0.2666t power. Divide both sides by a, and we'll get 0.1 equals e to the negative 0.2666t power. Again, from there, because I can't get 0.1 and e to be the same base, we'll take the natural log of both sides, so we can bring that out in front, and ln of e would just be 1. So ln of equals negative 0.2666t, and then of course to get t by itself, t equals natural log of 0.1, and we divide by negative 0.2666, which will give us, to 2 decimals, t equals 8.64 years. Part C, a specimen contains 18 milligrams of sodium-22. How many milligrams of the original 18 will be left after 2.1 years? So this is just going to be an evaluating problem. I want to know what f of 2.1 is. So 18 times e to the negative 0.2666 times 2.1. And that's as clean as you need to get it. You can go right to the calculator from there. To 2 decimals, we'll get 10.28 milligrams. And finally on that one, part D, how long will it take that original 18 to decay only to 11? So 11 is our ending amount, 18 is our starting amount. Isolate the e, so we get 11 over 18 equals e to the negative 0.266t. We take the natural log of both sides to get that out of the exponent. And so natural log of 11 over 18 is equal to negative 0.2666t, and the natural log of 11 over 18 divided by negative 2.666 equals t. My calculator ready form comes out to be 1.85 years. This final example is an exponential growth equation. We'll call it continuous growth. In 2007, the population of China was 1.32 billion. In 2000, it was 1.26. So 1.26 billion, that's my starting amount. 7 years later, that's my ending amount. And what that's going to enable me to do is find my K, or my relative rate of growth. So ending amount being 1.32, that's my f of x, is equal to my initial amount my 1.26, so that's my a sub 0, e to the k times t power, in this case again will be 7 because we're in the year 2007. So first thing I will do is divide, sorry for the awful handwriting, 1.32 divided by 1.26 is equal to e to the 7k. We're going to take the natural log of both sides because we can't get those to be the same base, which brings this 7k out in front. So we'll get the natural log of 1.32 over 1.26 equals 7k. And you know already we're going to divide by 7. So the natural log of 1.32 divided by 1.26, and then that divided by 7 equals k. So my k value is 0.0066. And so we'll use that in the formula f of x equals 1.26 e to the 0.0066 t power. You may also say, if you multiply that by 100, the relative growth rate is 0.66% per year. Now that I have that equation, why don't you see if you can do part B and part C? Pause the video, see what you can do. Okay, so here are my answers for you to see how you did. Part B, I was looking for my ending amount to be 1.5. I divided both sides by the coefficient, 1.26. Can't get like bases, so I took the natural log of both sides, which enabled me to get the 0.0066t out of the exponent. And then to get t by itself, I came down here and divided by 0.0066 to get 26.42 years approximately. Or you might answer that it will happen 26 years later, which would be in the year 2026 or between 2026 and 2027. And then part C, when will India's population, they gave you that equation, surpass the equation we used for China's population, so I used the inequality. You notice that I divided, and it doesn't matter which side you start with, but I divided by e to the 0.0066t power, and then I just use exponents. Keep the base, subtract your exponents. That's what gave me the e to the 0.0084t. Then I divided by the coefficient in front. So from there, these look familiar now. E to the 0.0084t is greater than 1.32 divided by 1.13. Natural log both sides, get that out of the exponent, divide to get your calculator ready form, and that comes out to be 18.5 years.